7 of the fantasy baseball season, and here's a few pitchers I'm going to drop this week. The first guy's Mike Soroka of the Atlanta Braves. So Soroka, it's just been a tough luck for him the last couple seasons here. And now manager of the Braves here, Brian Snitker, said Soroka's out for the season with another Achilles injury here. And Soroka last season, he got hurt in a ball game and went under surgery on the Achilles, and now he's going to have another operation here, so he's most likely done for the season. And he's still owned in 47% of fantasy leagues right now with Soroka, but owners already, they've dropped him in 8% of leagues when the news came down yesterday afternoon. So Soroka, another lost season for him. And last season he only pitched 13 2/3, 0-1 record, 11 hits, 6 earned runs, 7 walks, 8 strikeouts, a 3.95 ERA, and a 1.32 whip with a quality start. So the Braves, it's just been tough luck for them over the last year and a half with their pitchers and guys getting injured. And now Soroka, he'll miss the rest of the 2021 season most likely, and it's a big blow. And most fantasy owners, they still took him with a pretty high pick coming into the season. I saw him about go 8th and 9th round of most fantasy drafts, because when this guy pitches, he's an ace and he's on one of the best teams in all of Major League Baseball, even though so far this season it's been a huge struggle for the Braves. But right now it's a big blow right now with Soroka out, and he's an easy drop unless you're in a keeper league or dynasty leagues. But redraft leagues, he's the first guy to drop. The second guy's Carlos Martinez of the St. Louis Cardinals. So Carlos Martinez, he was off to a bad start to start the season. And then the last couple outings for him, he went out there and he pitched real well for this Cardinal team. But right now he's out with a right ankle sprain, and the last outing before he went down wasn't as good as well. So right now fantasy owners, they've dropped Martinez in about 8% of fantasy leagues over the last couple days here. And Martinez on the season so far, 41 in the third inning, 3-4 record, 34 hits, 20 earned runs, 2 homers given up, 14 walks, 22 strikeouts, a 4.35 ERA, and a 1.16 whip with 3 quality starts. But he was really putting up good numbers in the last month with 26 in the third inning, 3-1 record, 17 hits, 7 earned runs, 10 walks, 12 strikeouts, a 2.39 ERA, and a 1.03 whip with 3 quality starts. But now Martinez, he's going to be on the shelf, and we'll see how long he's going to be out with the right ankle sprain here. Obviously, that's not much of a big injury in my opinion, but obviously for pitchers, you got to push off that mound all game, and you got to use your legs and ankles, obviously. And right now, Martinez, it's going to be a struggle for him to do that, and there's no timetable for his return. So right now, I probably just wouldn't stash him on my fantasy team, and he's a guy you just drop to the waiver wire, and if he gets things going, then you pick him back up. But right now, he's definitely not worth a stash with a lot of injuries going around in the league right now. Pitches Huska Yona of the Atlanta Braves. So the injuries, they just keep piling up for this Brave team. And Yona, he's out a couple months now with a broken hand. And it was a self-inflicted injury pretty much. He got bombed in his last outing on May 16th versus the Milwaukee Brewers. And I guess he punched a wall or whatever the deal may be, but he broke his hand. And Yona, he was off to a great start this season. 44 2/3 of an inning, 4-2 record, 36 hits, 15 earned runs, 7 homers given up, 11 walks, 50 strikeouts, a 3.02 ERA, and a 1.02 whip with 4 quality starts. But now Yona, he was a good ad and a big pitcher for most fantasy owners the last couple months here since the season started. But right now with a broken hand, he's going to be out a few months, and I'm guessing August or September we won't see him till. So right now, I probably wouldn't stash him on my roster, and I would drop him. And he's already been dropped in 18% of fantasy leagues in the early going this week. So the last couple outings for Yona, May 4th at Washington, 7 innings, got the win, 4 hits, 2 walks, 4 Ks, and 0.86 whip, and a quality start. May 9th versus Philly, 6 innings, got the win, 4 hits, 1 earned run, a homer, giving up a walk, 6 strikeouts, a 1.50 ERA, and an 0.83 whip, and a quality start. And then May 16th versus the Brewers, where he got hit hard and he self-inflicted, hurt himself, breaking the hand, 4 1/3, got the loss, 5 earned runs, 9 hits, a homer, giving up 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, 10.38 ERA, and a 2.54 whip. So right here, it was a bad outing, but he took his frustrations out in the wrong way, and now he cost himself times and he cost fantasy owners a good pitcher so far this season. So right now, Yona, he's an easy drop with the bad injury here, the broken hand. The next pitcher is Kenta Maeda, the Minnesota Twins. So Maeda, it's been a weird season for him so far, and now he's banged up as well with a little bit of a groin injury, and he's questionable for his next start. But on the season for Maeda, 37 2/3, 2-2 record, 49 hits, 22 earned runs, 8 homers given up, 10 walks, 33 strikeouts, a 5.26 ERA, 1.57 whip, and a quality start. So Maeda, he just can't go out there and pitch quality starts anymore for this Minnesota Twin team with only one quality start in 6 or 7 starts on the season here. Now with the groin injury, it gives more incentive for fantasy owners to go out there and drop him. And to be honest with you, I wasn't a big Maeda guy, even when he was on the Los Angeles Dodgers. I just thought he was an inconsistent pitcher, and right now this season with the Twins, he's definitely hit the wall, and he's definitely been inconsistent and not pitched well. May 11th at Chicago, 5 innings, no decision, 4 hits, 3 earned runs, a homer, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, a 5.40 ERA, and a 1.20 whip in that one. May 16th versus Oakland, 4 innings, no decision, 8 hits, 3 earned runs, a walk, 2 Ks, a 6.75 ERA, and a 2.25 whip. So Maeda, he just can't go deep into games. His pitch counts are really building up, and the crazy thing is his walks aren't really an issue this season. It's been the home run ball and just a lot of wasted pitches and giving up a lot of hits this season. So right now, Maeda, he's been dropped in 5% of leagues so far this week, and I think he should be dropped in more. In the 5th and final pitcher, I would look to drop this week's Tristan Mckenzie of the Cleveland Indians. So last week, Mckenzie was on the list, and once again, he's made it again here. And I've been telling people for weeks to drop this guy pretty much. I know he was one of the top prospects in the Indian farm system. Last season, he pitched pretty decent in a short 33-inning span that we saw him for. But so far this season, it's been a struggle and very inconsistent for him. On the season, 28 innings, 1-2 record, 21 hits, 18 earned runs, 7 homers given up, 25 walks, which has been a huge Achilles heel. 25 walks in 28 innings, a bad ratio right there. 40 strikeouts, a 5.79 ERA, and a 1.64 whip. And this guy, he don't even have a quality start under his belt this season, where he already started in about 8 ball games. So right here, he's not worth the roster spot. His next outing is May 21st versus Minnesota, but he barely gets by the 5th inning is Mckenzie. So the last few outings for him, May 1st at Chicago, 2 innings, got the loss, 1 hit, 5 earned runs, a homer, 4 walks, 6 strikeouts, 22.5 ERA, a 2.50 whip. May 6th at Kansas City, he went 5 innings, got the win in that one, 2 hits, but again, 4 walks, 5 strikeouts, no runs given up, a 1.20 whip in that one. And then May 15th at Seattle, 4 1/3, got the loss, 5 hits, 5 earned runs, 2 homers given up, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts, a 10.38 ERA, and a 1.85 whip. So Mckenzie, he just can't get things going, and he's not lasting deep into ball games. And it's very troubling for him to have 11 walks now in his last 3 outings. So I just don't want to deal with the headache. He's going to hurt your whip. He's not going to go deep into games, and right now he's not worth the roster spot, and an easily droppable player, in my opinion, who's been dropped in 6% of leagues so far this week. So that's a few pitchers I will look to drop here in Week 7 of the fantasy baseball season.